Good morning, everybody. Friday, and it's a good Friday. You know why it's a good Friday? Because I'm not scheduled to work tomorrow. Plus new furniture arrived yesterday. Got rid of a lot of the old stuff. So it's been a pretty weird week. Whoa. But into the Babylonverse. Isn't it funny how everybody's, really picking up on the multiverse angle in the past few years? You see, okay, let's think about it. I love it. The Flash movie, which is basically Flashpoint, is just now coming out. They announced the casting of it, I think Ezra Miller and all that, what was it, 9, 10 years ago. Now, apparently, the guy who directed The Flash, It, and all that is going to be doing Batman the Brave and the Bold for the new DCU. And I'm dying laughing, too, because DC should have backed their television shows more. The movies, that they had out there, well, some were okay, but they were going nowhere. And now we have the Babylon 5 trailer, and it's basically Sheridan getting thrown throughout different points, and and they even say the term sliding from universe to universe. And it made me think, didn't we have a show like that on TV years ago? Well, what was it called? Sliders? Oh. And it's funny how everybody's picking up on that now. So now we're going to go into different universes with Babylon 5. And which I don't mind, because at least, JMS is doing the thing. And plus, sadly, a lot of the original B5 cast is no longer with us. So they had to have folks step in, to do those voices. Yeah, just about everybody who's still alive is in, to do their own voices. But, But it's like, okay, so now we're doing alternate Babylon 5 universes. But I'm still looking forward to it, seeing where it goes, Also, yeah, I caught the announcement about, great, now I can't remember his name, to save my life. I was reading about that this morning, the 14-year-old who's been hired on for Doctor Who. I was reading a bit about that. So, remind me what their name was. All right, Lenny Rush as Morris. Thank you. It's kind of bad too because I had bad experience with somebody named Morris. But it's a character. It's not them. I bet they're touching themselves because they're going to have a character named after them on the show. But oh well. Well, it wouldn't be too unexpected to see the Doctor jump dimensions and all that again because, RTD's back in the driver's seat. And now the Time Lords are definitely gone. And a lot of people, of course, harped about that, that Chibnall wiped out the Time Lords. And it's like, guys, when we started this show, RTD wiped out the Time Lords. He didn't want them coming back. And even when they did come back, it was for that thing in the end of time, and that was it. And that was what it was supposed to be it. Yeah, but there isn't anybody left in the Inferno Dimension. Remember? It went... Everybody got roasted in the Inferno Dimension. Remember that? Well, they're definitely gone for now, until somebody digs them up. But RTD didn't want them back in the first place, and when they showed up in the end of time, I think that was intended to be a one-off, and they weren't supposed to hang around. You see, Gallifrey was destroyed along with the Daleks. It was never intended to be, well, the Daleks are dumber than bricks and destroyed their own fleet. Well, yeah, the ones who weren't on planet at the time, did not have to be wiped out. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I was reading about that. Yeah, yesterday. There's going to be street filming today, but from what I'm hearing, it's going to be mainly extras. From what I've seen on Twitter. Uh, yeah, the division thing. Like I said, yeah, I'm kind of still iffy about the division. If it was something I think that led, they're kind of like the Section 31, yada yada yada. And it's funny how, keep that in mind, folks. Section 31 was introduced in DS9. DS9, who had Paramount had their hands on the Bible for Babylon 5 for a year before it was started production. And Babylon 5, and it's when Sheridan first came on, had Bureau 13 with black uniforms. Algorithm today, yeah, medicine, monster trucks, Anheuser-Busch bankrupt, on its way, all kinds of dumb stuff they're reporting on out there. And oh, yeah, people are starting to filter their way in. Plus, have you ever noticed, because for a while there, I did do some research on how to beef up the channel and all that. And YouTube always puts up these videos where they sit there and go on and on and on and on and on, and they never tell you anything. And I said, yeah, that's basically how these guys make money. They make sure the video is a certain length, a certain time, and blah, blah, this. And I'm like, yeah, and you don't mention the part where a lot of these guys, ditch how many bucks a month to get their videos bumped up to the top of the search engine. Because trust me, I've seen videos that make mine look professional. Okay, it's... Me, I never figured out how to game this system. I haven't figured it out in how many years. I started this back in 2011. And I'm just hanging on to 5,000 subscribers just about. And I never put money into the system, to what they call it. Look, I have nothing against stories. I really don't. It's just I find it ironic when you just admitted that you have a gambling problem. Like I said, I don't like to make fun of people's shortfalls. And then you start asking people for money to go to Galley 1. saying, I have never asked people for money to go to a convention. It's not mandatory. It's not, keeping the lights on. It's not paying your rent. It's plus, I remember another guy out there who was on YouTube, whose name I won't mention because he was brought up on certain charges later. That was out here for a while. Who was sitting there telling people on his videos and also talking to people in chats, saying him and his sister didn't have money to eat, they needed money for the rent, and yet he was doing videos where he was putting up, I just bought this something edition Marvel DC figure, brand new off the shelf. I'm like, how much did you pay for that? I'm like, and you're telling people you need money and that you're barely affording the rent. Oh, well. What can you do? It's a weird world we live in. But I'm glad to see Babylon 5 is getting this animated feature, because it was completely different from the other stuff that was out at the time. All the effects, for outer space were computer generated using an Amiga video toaster. Which kind of made me feel a little proud, because I had an Amiga 500 a long time ago, and they were pretty good systems. But yeah, we did our taxes a long time ago. But all I can tell you is this, folks, it's a weird world we live in. It really is. And you got to be very careful. There's people out there, who will take advantage of you, lie to you, and all that. And all I can tell you is the classic reference. One of my favorite ones I got from Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott of the Enterprise Classic Series. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So don't feel too gullible if someone gets the better of you. Just learn from it and move on. I can't figure out why the guy just turned 77 years old, by the way. Why are we putting geriatric guys in the White House? It's gotten old, hasn't it? It's literally gotten old. Yeah, I can't figure it out why we're putting 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds into office. It's especially with vice presidents that scare the living crap out of me, Because one ticker goes wrong and that person is your president, the vice president. And I get shudders. Okay, well, folks, I got to get inside now. So everybody, please take care of yourselves. Be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy your weekends. If we don't see you before Monday, we'll be back out here Monday morning. And we'll see you all on the flip side. Take care, everyone.